to another episode of Insufficient Friends. I'm Kevin. She's Nikki.
Hello.
And we have some other very special friends joining us this week. That would be Josh, recently married Josh and Sophie, joining us from St. Louis, from their home in St. Louis. How are you guys doing today?
So good. Thank you guys for having us. Love the intro.
Doing great.
Kevin, it's cool to see the intro music and then to see you slowly decrescendo. Nikki, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Out of it. It's very
no, it's cool to watch them control that because it's like foreign technology to me. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I try. If we sound bad, if I sound bad, it's because we've been a little under the weather. So just bear with us if something happens, but it'll be fine. So anyway, recently married.
Yes.
How do you guys? Did anything change? Have you guys noticed any changes? It's been a week.
The title.
We're wearing rings now.
Yeah. We joke about it.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever we take our ring off, to shower or something, we're back to boyfriend and girlfriend. But other than that, no, nothing. Because we bought a house together in 2021, and I feel like we've been living together since we started dating, similar to an EKC situation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No. It's like we were married from the start. I always knew you guys would be the same way.
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured, but it was really good to see you guys on too.
Yes,
I haven't seen you guys very
thank you guys so much for coming. It was a blast. We had a good group show up.
Let's dive right in. I don't have any shout outs or anything this week, so we can just dive right into talking about the wedding.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it was amazing and you guys were spectacular. Sophie, so there was a point where you guys were taking pictures up on the balcony and I took a video of you waving like Princess Di. And I was like, this is just Sophie's day. You killed it. You were so beautiful. Josh, you were good too. But so, it was Sophie's moment. And I just loved it so much. But the whole thing was just beautiful.
Ceremony was so nice and short.
I loved it.
Religious wedding, it
was
get in, get out. Yeah, get to partying.
Yeah. I loved it.
That's what it's meant to be. It's just a big party with your friends.
Yeah.
So.
It's just a really expensive party.
Yeah, very expensive.
Yeah, very expensive get together.
Did you guys have was there a lot of stress planning this, or did you guys?
No. We had really good vendors besides our DJ. And they kind of helped us with the timeline and everything. So I don't think it was that stressful. And it was funny because my general personality is just frazzled and anxiety ridden, constantly in need of attention. So, and I was pretty low key. I would tell my mom's friends when we were getting our nails done, and they were like, "You seem really calm,
really relaxed."
And I'm like,
"That's good."
That's personality. So I was living like an alter ego. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that. That's good though. I feel like and I know everything is nerve wracking around a wedding, but I like the moments of calm before the ceremony and before everything happens. That was one of my favorite parts. So I'm glad you were in general calm too. I want to backtrack to way before the wedding. So tell us how you guys met and what was your first official date?
Yeah, so we met at one of my house parties out in Columbia while she was going to Mizzou.
Okay.
Working at the same bank at the same time made it really easy because Matt was my neighbor.
They used to
Yeah. So he was like, you got to meet, Josh, you got to come to the party talking to Sophie, and brought her to one of my house parties, and that's whenever we kind of first met.
Gotcha.
And then she ended up messaging me through the group messages at work to kind of set up a loose double date with Matt Hannah, and then Sophie just kind of came with.
Yeah.
And that's when we kind of kicked it off from there.
That's okay.
First date was, May 16th?
That's when we became official.
So May 1st. May 1st was our first date, and it was at my place. We watched Harry Potter, the very first one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Cute.
So it was a really quaint kind of date, and she gave all of her location, all of her friends going if I go missing, this is who it is. This is where he's at, and they kept checking in on her. I was like, honestly, by all means, keep her safe.
That's 21st century dating, guys.
Really
it is. I did that too. Yeah, with Casey. I remember our first official date. It was at Red Lobster, and I was heading back from the bank, and I texted my roommate, Emma, and I was like, hey, I'm sharing this with you. I'm going to meet this guy for dinner. That's just real life in 2020, in the 2020s.
Be safe.
Safer.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
safe. That's the main thing.
I give my address to my brother.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then, so I want to know, in the middle of, so excluding the wedding and first date, Josh, what is your favorite memory or moment or just highlight of the relationship with Sophie?
I think it's probably, I don't know quite when because we did it so often after that, but whenever I'd be playing games and then she would just pass out on like my leg as we were playing on the couch. It's every time between that. It's just so much fun. It's so nice to have her just passed out and like comfortable. And like usually the cats will come up and sleep with us.
Yeah.
And it's either we'll play games, watch something, but it's probably one of my favorite.
Cute.
All right.
Good answer. That's really
what's your answer for that, Soph? What's the same question?
Oh, Lordy. It might be, and this one I shared on Instagram, but it was after we bought our house, because we bought our house really quick, because we bought our house in 2021. Interest rates were really low.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Loan officer, so it just worked out. But a year after we bought a house, Josh had an idea. He was like, on our 1 year anniversary of the home, let's buy a tree and plant a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just cute, like to go to a greenery, pick out a tree, and then plant it. I'm looking at it now, and like in 2 years, it's barely grown at all, but it hasn't died.
Well, let's have the battle.
One of my favorite memories, but the only type of like yard work I'll say that I enjoy.
Yep, that's funny. It sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's cute. I like that. And then, Sophie, I have a question for you. So, planning the wedding or studying for financial exams, which one is more nerve-wracking?
Probably exams. I mean, you and I both have like extreme test anxiety, so
Yes.
I think that
Yeah.
that makes it kind of bad. And just with a wedding, like at least you kind of have an idea of how it's going to go. It's not just one of two outcomes like an exam is.
Yeah.
Just fail. Yeah,
That's a
like
good point.
worst case scenario, something's going to go wrong. It's not going to be, oh, you just failed and you're out a bunch of money. So yeah, I'd say exams in general are worse.
I agree. All the wedding planning like pales in comparison to planning the wedding.
Yeah.
Or planning,
and like
taking the
wedding
test.
planning's
Yeah.
fun. Like I love shopping for flowers. I love shopping for my dress.
Yeah.
You went sushi.
That was fun.
Like I had so much fun planning the wedding. Like I wish I could be like a day up coordinator or something.
Right? It sounds pretty fun, actually. Yeah. Because I was thinking the same thing as I was planning out the details. I'm like, okay, this person has this job. They have to be here at this time. I loved that because I'm such like a to-do list type of girl. So.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I'm a very fly by the seat of my pants type person, so it's
yeah,
not,
you would hate it.
Yeah, I'm not a big
you
planner.
You need those at a wedding because you need people to like. You have like 4 hours to decorate the whole place, so you need people who can quick on their feet and can make those quick decisions.
True, you need both types of people.
Thanks for trying to make me feel better, ladies. Yes.
Anytime, Kev. That's what I'm here for.
That's funny. And then, so Sophie, you mentioned when I asked, what do you guys want to talk about today? You said animals, Taylor Swift, and then you said maybe Josh will maybe want to talk about a workout or something. So let's start with animals. So give us a rundown. I don't know if you've seen that Millie Bobby Brown video where the interviewer asked her, like, how many animals do you have? And she's like, 27, and then she lists every single one. I know you guys don't have that many, but give us a rundown of your animals.
No, so we have 3. We have Alfred, who you guys are familiar with, because I had him when I was working with you all. He is my like massive cat. He's almost 5. He is a Siberian, which is a kind of a forest cat. The breed is from Russia. He's supposed to be hypoallergenic. Not sure that he is, but he's like 15 pounds. He's massive. He's beautiful. And then we have, Josh got me drunk when we first started dating. And then we got a bunny. Her name's Daphne. She was a pain in the rear when we first got her because you have to get bunnies spayed or neutered to get them to be like actually domesticated.
Gotcha.
But before that, I had all new furniture, and she would eat all the furniture and just like eat everything she could. But now she's a lot better, and you can litter box train a bunny, which is kind of fun.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Her and Alfred are like best friends. I have so many cute videos of Alfred just like grooming her. She's obsessed with him. And then we have our last cat, Bruce. He's just a little domestic tabby, and he's so cute. He doesn't like anyone but us, but he loves us. Like he's always cuddling us. He meows so much. So yeah, those are our babies. And then we have our neighborhood here in like Baldwin, Missouri. We have a lot of deer too.
Have you adopted a deer? Soph, have you adopted a deer?
I might feed them.
We compost the yard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's legal to feed deer. We compost the yard with apple slices and lettuce and
leftover
stuff.
Lettuce.
Yeah, we were
carrots,
composting, and the deer might eat
naturally. If the deer eat it, that's out of our hands.
But we have a colony of like probably 13 deer. It's so cool, and just like watching them all walk together, it's honestly breathtaking. So
all compost.
That definitely tracks
that is nice,
for Sophie.
Yeah.
I love that. Cute. Kev, is there anything you wanted to talk about with them before we move on to Taylor Swift? Because I'm assuming that will take a little bit.
Yeah, I mean Taylor Swift, I'm sure will go pretty far. I don't think so. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about Taylor. So if I want to know where the obsession started, like was it younger? Was it more into adult life?
It was younger. Yeah, it was elementary school. I remember when Fearless came out. I remember You Belong With Me being just such a banger, and like singing it in my art class.
Mm-hmm.
So always been a Swiftie, pretty much. I went to the freshman year of high school. I went to her Red concert when she came to St. Louis. Just reignited the love. Every album that's come out, I buy it day of.
Yeah.
And then like listen to it like in my car exclusively.
There's bonus tracks later.
Yes.
Yeah.
My sister and her husband, my brother-in-law, were talking because they're huge music heads. He's in a band and everything. And I guess he was asking her like, "What kind of music does Sophie like?" And my sister's like, "I don't really know. Probably just Taylor Swift." Not wrong. Like 90% of my playlists are Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So
he's becoming a Swiftie. He's embarking on the journey.
He's like Swiftie adjacent. Yeah.
So basically, Soph is to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift to Soph is like One Direction was to you when you were a child.
Probably. Yeah.
But I love One Direction too.
Yeah.
So it's
I know.
It's they're so different. You
yeah,
know?
they
like,
are very.
Yeah,
different.
one's a boy band, one's a pop star.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Kev.
They are very different. Yes.
Yeah.
But I never saw One Direction in concert. That's one of my deepest regrets in life.
Really. Mm-hmm.
But we did go to the Eras tour, so that one, and I paid normal prices for tickets.
Well, that's
Really?
nice.
I got that like first group. I won the lottery, and I would have paid more. Like I would have gone like mid range, like maybe $200 a ticket. But the people I was going with wanted to only spend $100, which ended up being fine because I could spend more on like our Kansas City hotel and accommodations. And so he came too the entire time. He's like, I can resell this ticket for like $1,500 right now.
This is true. Yeah.
But he was happy he went. Like literally at the end of it, we're walking down. He goes, "That was only $100." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's Taylor. It was an experience."
Definitely best concert I've been to.
Yeah, or will be too. Like,
the amount of
concerts won't hold a flame to it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of work that was put into that. Like the one concert, we also got to see like Taylor Lautner out there.
Yeah.
So it was during the midnight release.
Speak Now.
Was that?
Yeah, so Speak Now here.
I'm sure it'd be a good show. I think she would put on a good show.
My regret is not going to the Eras tour.
Yeah.
Like Sophie's regret is not going to One Direction. I feel like I missed out on so much. I have FOMO.
It was like 3.5 hours. The stamina that woman has.
Oh, crazy.
Like, I was getting tired just, like, standing and belting the song. There was one point where she left the stage, and I was like, okay, we're going to have, like, a 10-minute break.
Yeah.
So I went to sit down, and she comes right back out. I'm like, okay, back up. Like, it's the stamina she has is, you don't have to be a Swiftie to, like, appreciate and respect the level of effort and coordination that to planning. Because it was like a festival. It was like Coachella.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So long. And yeah, I did see someone post, like, she runs every day, like, to her whole, not every day, but when she's, like, training for that, like, you would have to run on the treadmill to, like, every single song. There's no other way to prepare for that. It's craziness. And I can't even, like, run for 5 minutes. So
yeah, I'm definitely not running
admire it.
Not running anywhere.
Yeah.
Not happening.
That's awesome. So, Soph, how do you feel about Swelsey?
Love. I
too.
adored her and Joe. So them breaking up, it was like your parents getting divorced.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm always going to be a Taylor stan, so I assume that he did something horrible or they just outgrew each other. So, very happy they're together. Obviously, I'm not a huge sports fan, but I'm trying to be now.
Yeah.
Because
I think Stevie said the same thing. Because she got into the Eagles around the same time as she also really got into them.
Yeah. And and it's like Jason Kelsey's her favorite, which is still Taylor adjacent.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. It's I don't know. It's
I have to say I do love them together. And I've talked about this with Kev before. I just love when anything good about Missouri comes out because it's hard to find anything good about Missouri.
Totally.
So
yeah, we don't get like much clout, good or bad. Right? So it's nice to have Taylor kind of,
helps
and it was like she goes for a date in Kansas City. Like, holy cow, that's like the corner, like it's really it's a small world. I think all the Midwestern Swifties are very happy about it.
Yeah, so happy. Yep.
I mean, I'm happy that people are happy. I don't really care either way for the most part, but you know, whatever makes people happy. If they're happy, then that's good for them.
Nice political answer.
Yeah, you know, I'm still a little tired and probably a little drugged up, so you know, we're just kind of going through this as we do.
Well, Josh, so Sophie mentioned you're doing like P90X or something similar to that.
Yeah, it's something to kind of divvy from my regular workouts. So P90X, I was doing.
Wait, you should pause. How many pounds did you lose before the wedding?
It was about 36 pounds from
that is awesome.
The wedding in March.
Nice.
Wow, that is crazy.
So,
he got a little bit of a relationship guy when I first started dating. And wanted to shut it off. I didn't care either way. He wants to lose too much weight now, and I'm like, no.
I want to get down to 185. That would be prime for me.
Mm-hmm. Be like the same weight as me. That's not going to happen.
No way close.
Yeah.
So, are you doing? Are those like the tape workout? So, like, I remember doing like Beachbody and
that's what it would be. Beachbody.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember doing that, and then I would always steal my mom's old like 80s workout tapes and do those too, because I was like,
there's a lot of things
they look so good.
Like we were joking about it and stuff. It's kind of like Tybo or something, super like cringy early 2000s workout things where like one guy's trying to keep everybody pumped up for it all while he's giving you like the next workouts. And then, like, trying to help coach the other 3 people with him with, like, the cheesiest one-liners. And the workouts are hard. Yeah. And then you have to try not to laugh during the cringy comments. This is kind of fun.
You know, laughing is a workout in and of itself. So there you go. Maybe the laughing is meant to be there.
Yeah.
It keeps you distracted from the physical,
the pain.
Pain and turmoil.
So, obviously, working out takes a lot of, like, focus and you really have to stick with it. So what's your best piece of advice for anyone listening who might be like starting their workout journey or to a plateau? What's your best like piece of advice for them?
I will say I plateaued at one point, and I think it's if you create more of a schedule for yourself to be like, one of my biggest issues was I got kind of stuck into a routine, which was good, but I never had a push day. Yeah. So my routine stuck to the same thing where I would run about 2 miles a day. I would do a whole bunch of exercises mixed in there, but it would only be like 100 of each.
Yeah.
And so after I got to that 100, I would just be done. But I never pushed myself to try and do it in just like 5 minutes sooner or to try and do better forms. And I think that would have been more beneficial. On top of that, you definitely see the weight loss when dieting with also adding that exercise.
Yeah.
So what I was doing was intermittent fasting, not eating after like 7, 8 o'clock, and then waiting until my lunchtime at work, which would be closer to like 1 p.m. So not eating any time between then, only drinking coffee or water. Like that kept my calorie intake low, where I wasn't super worried about getting that 2,000 calorie a day. So your body just takes a couple days to get used to like the intermittent fasting and the calorie intake. Once you get into that, it's almost like the weight kind of sheds off.
Gotcha.
So it was easy to one degree because I was like, oh, I didn't work out today. I could just eat healthier the next couple of days, and that'll make up for that not workout. Because as soon as we got closer and closer to the wedding, I was having to forego working out because it was just busy as soon as I got off work for like errand after errand. Then we would be eating dinner and then have the nightly chores. So yeah, it's one of those things trying to keep that balance.
Yeah.
But I think the schedule is probably the best thing to keep.
I like that. That's a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
But it's also like not his whole personality, which is good because as you guys know, I do not work out or do anything physically taxing.
Yeah.
So,
she works out 1 day a week.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah. That's enough. I mean, I've seen so many things that say like at least working out once a week, it significantly reduces like your risk for so many things.
Oh yeah.
But,
yeah. It's just hard when you're so like unathletic and uncoordinated.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, like the fear of like, if I lift this weight, like what if I like dislocate something, or what if I hurt myself? You know, like so that's why I was going to Orange Theory for a couple of years.
Oh, really?
Still doing it. Probably gonna cancel because my favorite coach is leaving. You know, that's all the motivation I need to cancel. But it's nice to have someone there to like watch you and make sure your form is correct.
I agree. Yes.
And yeah, I mean, 2 years in, and I don't think I've gained any muscle or noticed anything different about myself physically, but here we are.
Yeah. That's funny.
Do you like how vulnerable I'm being?
Yeah, I love it. No, but I get it though. I also need that kind of motivation that I can't find it inside myself. So I also find it in other people. So
I get that.
It works.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like working out like at home by yourself, which ends up being like a big struggle.
Yeah, it's hard.
So going somewhere with somebody that's constantly pushing you is kind of what you need.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, like
just having a nice equipment's nice because we have like a really crappy treadmill I got for like maybe $200 on Amazon, and like I try and use it, and I'm like, oh, there's no fans. Like this is ridiculous. This is like
there's no TV on it. That's funny. Well, what else is on your guys' minds, or what else interesting have you done recently?
Chicago.
Yeah, we went to Chicago for a little mini honeymoon. It's funny. Josh has lived like in every small town, Missouri, but he'd never been to Chicago. I'm like, you have to go to Chicago. That's where I was born. Went there for my bachelorette, and like we have to go. And we had a blast, I would say. Chicago's awesome.
I like Chicago too. A lot of people won't go because it is dangerous in some parts, but I love Chicago.
Dude, I feel safer like downtown Chicago than I do downtown St. Louis.
Same.
So,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
It's so much more well lit. There's more people there, so if something happens, like you have people who can like corroborate stories and like you know.
Yeah.
And we did go to one of the very first day. Went to the Museum of Ice Cream because
cool.
I love ice cream, and it is so cutesy. Like it's like the building's pink, and then they have all these like they like a putt course. But it was geared for freaking children. Like, don't go there as an adult. We go in. We're in like this small room full of like 20 people, and it's only like half kids. You know, like there could be, like it could be looking worse.
Yeah.
And then they tell us that we're going to transcend out of our human form into ice cream, and that we had to come up with our ice cream name.
Oh.
And then the attendants could have strategically called on the children to reveal their ice cream names. No. Anyone's fair game. So that was a good start. And then I had envisioned a froyo wall, but like with like hundreds of flavors and all you can eat ice cream, because they advertise as all you can eat ice cream. What they don't tell you is that it's one person handling a line of like 50 people, and it's vanilla ice cream dyed pink, and then you'll be surrounded by a bunch of children.
Yeah. Well,
so,
now I'm really curious. What were your ice cream names then?
You really have to ask about Nikki.
Yes.
Sprinkle
I had to ask.
Of course she had to ask.
So, again, I would not recommend the Museum of Ice Cream if you are over the age of, say, 7 years old. Or if you don't have young children. Yeah, there was a child next to us.
Because I didn't sign up for this whenever she was told to pick her name.
She was maybe 10.
Oh my
so we're in this room, and, you know, I'm like, this is horrible. This is miserable. Like, this 10-year-old, me have the same thought. She thinks she's too old for this, and I'm like triple her. So we get into the first room, which is like a speakeasy, and you know, Josh and I, of course, took a shot just to get through the rest of the excursion.
It was a sprinkle shot.
A sprinkle shot. Wait, was it just sprinkles or was there alcohol in it?
It was tequila and vodka pretty much straight with sprinkles on the edge.
That's interesting.
Okay. It was needed.
Yeah.
It was strong.
It's good marketing. I'm sure there's so.
Well, I mean, they put it in there because they know that everybody's going to be like you guys. Any adult's gonna not want to be there anymore. So you gotta put a bar in the middle of it.
Oh, there's also a ball pit, but it's sprinkles, which I was excited about until my coworker warned me ahead of time. She was like, "Do not, under any circumstances, go in there because apparently it reeks of feet."
Ew.
So I was like, "Yeah, we're not doing that, Josh. Sorry. It looked cute. It's very picturesque, but yeah, personal hygiene's kind of a it's for me."
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a theory.
I've only been to Chicago once. I went for a concert years ago, and if you guys have both been there, we did something really stupid. It was me and my dad and little brother, and we parked at the United Center because that's where we were gonna go to our concert. So we're trying to figure out where everything was.
Yeah.
Parked at the United Center. We wanted to go see the formerly Sears Tower, which is now the Willis Tower. So we walked from the United Center to the Sears Tower.
Isn't that really far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't quite realize that because it's a big ass building and you don't notice that it's that far away until you start walking.
That's like multiple miles, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like 2.5, 3 miles.
Yeah, we Ubered everywhere.
Yeah, no, we did not.
Anything over 20-minute walk, we Ubered.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. That's about my limit too.
Yeah, we did
It was also like cold and like rain was kind of on and off, so we kind of cut our losses. But I feel like we got our steps in. That was a good physical exertion for me. I'll say probably the most exercise.
Yeah. Well, Kev, did you have a fun fact today? Because I have two if you don't have one.
I was looking for one
because
I kind of forgot and then the illness just kind of kicked me in the face. So
well, I'll say mine.
Yeah, why don't you go and I'll see if I can come up with
I know for a fact that Sophie's going to know one of these, but not everyone else will know. But the first one, so this one's about cats. Some cats are ambidextrous, but 40% of cats are either left or right pawed. I did not know that.
We did actually.
I was telling Josh this the other day.
Did you know that?
Yeah. It's whatever paw that they reach for, right?
Yes, that they typically reach for, like if you put a teaser toy in. I think most are left. Right. Bruce is right. And I think it's like females are usually one, males are usually, I don't remember which one, but.
Weird.
Yeah,
so do yours have a dominant paw?
I know Bruce is right. That's what he reaches for to grab me.
Okay.
All the time.
So cute. I don't know about Alfred.
We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, but you can test it. Like put a teaser toy out 5 times and see which.
You'll have to do that and send us a video because I want to know.
That is cool though. I wonder, are dogs the same? Dogs not the same way?
I don't know because Opie just hits you with both hands.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. And then Millie just screams at me. So I don't really know with our dogs if they have a hand or not.
I also feel like cats maybe have a little more control over their front limbs than dogs.
Just because
they have more control in general.
Yeah. So maybe dogs aren't the same.
Yeah, our dogs are not of this world. I'm convinced of that. So I don't know.
Yours might be outliers.
Yeah. But okay, so here's my second fact, and Sophie, I'm sure you're gonna know this too. But I looked up on Reddit like the 10 most obscure Taylor Swift facts.
Yeah.
And so this one, I feel like I had seen this in a news story or something, but so she got into 2 car accidents in the same day. I thought that was wild. You didn't know that? Apparently one was with like a reporter too. She was like doing a story. And so for the whole week, she was like hanging out with this reporter or whatever. And she got into 2 accidents in the same day. But then my favorite part of this was on Reddit, like someone replied to the comment and said, well, that's why no one ever let her drive the stupid old pickup truck. I thought that was funny.
That's so good.
Nice little inside joke. But yeah, so that was with like a Vogue or BuzzFeed or something reporter. And she was trying to like be real and like herself by driving and not having someone else drive. And she got into 2 wrecks.
Oh. I'd be curious if they were her fault or if they were somebody else's fault.
One was her fault, and then one was like someone sideswiped them or something. I think.
Okay, God, that's terrible. Yikes.
Right? Imagine trying to like impress a reporter and then you do that.
But 2 in the same day.
Yeah, it's fine. I think she impressed the reporter enough just by being herself.
Right? Yeah.
That's.
So those were my facts.
Whew, 2 in the same day. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anything else? Anything else that you guys have for us as parting wisdom?
No, I think that about covers it. We are still feasting on our wedding food leftovers. We froze the cake as you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And that's 15. We have some furniture for Josh to put together at some point. So
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love putting together furniture.
I love getting gifts.
It's like the adult Legos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we just talked about Legos.
Yeah.
Adult Legos.
Exactly.
I like that.
Adult Legos. I love Legos. So adult anything like that is fun. But I also put together more furniture than probably 5 people in a lifetime working at Pier 1 for so many years. So
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I figured about that. The only time I ever had to put together anything for a job was when I worked a summer at Walmart and they made me put together like a model kids swing set. And it was falling apart. I was like, I hope no one buys this display model.
That's hard. Yikes.
The kid will hurt themselves.
This is a liability, guys.
Yeah, right? Like, you shouldn't have me doing that.
Oh,
Can someone check this? Quality control, come on.
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I think.
Thanks for joining
coming
us.
on, guys.
Congrats on being married
Yes.
officially.
Congratulations.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Thanks
Talk to you guys later.
Sounds
Bye.
good. Bye.
Bye.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.